Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, a book that has honestly completely changed my life. Literally, the day I first read the book, my mind was just completely blown with all the concepts, with all the ideas that Dr. Joy laid out so logically and so beautifully. Like, I will attach a clip right here of my reaction because it all hit me all at once. The idea of the quantum field, of multiple realities existing all at once, about how there is a gap between what we appear and what we really are, and it's the gap that keeps us trapped, and solving that gap and becoming transparent is like the true freedom. And about the big three, that is our environment, our body, and time, how these three are keeping us trapped in the past, in the negative emotions that we do not want to experience. And when I read that, it was like a completely new way of looking at myself, and the world just opened up for me. Like, I could clearly see how my self sabotage was working and how I did not have conscious control over it. It was a part of my subconscious. It was like an automatic program that was running each and every day in the same loop, in the same way. So if I touch on the concept of the big three, like for our environment, so when we get up, as soon as we see our, like the cupboard, we see there's a program. Okay, now I need to brush. We go to brush, and then we need to. It's a reminder to maybe have breakfast. And after that, like at breakfast, we generally start feeling anxious and irritated, thinking about going to office. Even that emotion of anxiety is part of the routine. So even our emotions are part of the program, are part of the routine, not only the actions that we do. So like that is how our environment, like every time maybe if we go to office, we feel I don't know, frustrated. So that is the environment influencing our emotions and running the program of frustration. Then when it comes to our body, like there's one thought of loneliness, and our whole body starts feeling like, starts to crumple and freeze. And then the body takes over and runs the program, because it has run this loop of the thoughts of loneliness so many times that it doesn't, the mind does not have to come in between. The body knows already what chemicals to release, what hormones to release, to start feeling that way, that the one thought that came into our mind. That's how our body traps us. And time, like, we give so much importance to our past because we are expecting the familiar. So based on our past experience, we are constantly trying to predict the future. Okay, so this happened and this happened, which means if now this is happening, then this will happen. Okay, so in that way we are living, we have a record of all our experiences of our past, and we are continuously trying to predict the future based on this past. This is the way that time holds us back. And this thing just was like, wow, everything is making sense right now. Like literally, it's 95% is the subconscious, and these automatic programs are stored there. And I could have 1,000 morning routines, but since my body, my whole system is already running on that program, it would not make a difference. It would not make a lasting difference if I don't go into the program and change it. So to my credit, I was like, after all the knowledge, he just laid down all the knowledge, all the science. He put out all the concepts, because he, as he says, that knowledge is the precursor to experience. And then it was about like a 4-week meditation, step by step. He has laid out every step. He has laid out the journaling related to every step. He has laid out what time to meditate, how to be free of all distractions. And I committed to doing that. And the emotion that you have to pick, an emotion, a negative emotion that has become a part of your identity. Like you cannot, like it's the emotion that you default to very often. So for me, that was loneliness. And to be honest, like it has, it has been, it had been like a part of me for a very, very long time. Maybe since, I don't know, maybe since 10th standard. And it felt so real. It felt so real. It felt like it would always be part of me, no matter what I achieve, no matter who is in my life. And it was so, like, to lay down the kind of thoughts that came in, like it was like, no one loves me, no one is there for me. And the worst ones were um, like when the mind tries to increase the intensity. It was like, if I faint somewhere right now, I wouldn't be rescued in time, because no one really calls me or no one really talks to me. So no one would know and I would die. Or the other one is, if I would die, it wouldn't really make a difference in anyone's life, because I'm not a significant part of anyone's life. So these were the kind of thoughts that felt normal, that felt real, and it is difficult to like address them, but I did, and I sincerely committed that no matter what, he has given a full step by step. I'm going to do these 4 weeks and the journaling sincerely, and I did it. Each step kind of builds on top of one another, and one of like the step 5 or 6, you have to write down the automatic ways in which you think and which you behave when you are gripped by this emotion. So all of these thoughts came up when I was journaling for this step. Like I didn't even know that, like before this, I didn't separate myself from it. It was just running in my mind, and it felt like the normal. So like this thing of if you were born with a ringing sound in your ear, okay, I suppose like something like that, and you would go your entire life thinking that that hearing that sound is normal. So that's what kind of becomes when you become so automated to the emotion that those thoughts feel like the normal. Okay, you don't even think of it as disease, but when you put down, okay, loneliness, so these are the ways in which I think, these are the ways in which I behave. So think was no one loves me, no one cares for me, no one calls me, no one texts me, no one goes out with me, and the automatic behaviors were like hiding myself, being cooped up in one area, watching binging shows for hours so that this emotion of loneliness continues because I'm not reaching out to anyone, I'm not connecting with anyone. Or it is also a way of avoiding it. Like if I watch a show or if I watch a movie, for that a little time I'm avoiding that emotion. So anything to run away from that emotion or to perpetuate that emotion, right? So I just listed down all of these ways, and in the meditation you're supposed to kind of memorize this list. In your waking day, when you start feeling like this, when you start thinking and behaving like that, you're supposed to kind of change. You need to just say change and then let go of it. So like there's the whole process, but long story short, I did it and vanish, completely vanish. Like what is loneliness? I like I can't even access those emotions. I can just access the thoughts, but the charge of the emotion is not there. So they say that the experience without the emotion is wisdom, right? So I can tell you these thoughts, I can tell you these behaviors, but if earlier me, before me, even thought of this, like I would start feeling that way. But now I don't, because I have completely unmemorized that emotion, you know. And not to say that as a normal emotion, human emotion, if I don't maybe connect for a long time, I will feel lonely, which is normal. But I do not default to it as an automatic program at one trigger of a thought. It's not part of my identity anymore. It's not part of my personality anymore, right? So this huge thing in my head, which felt like a part of me that I would never get rid of, within like 3 weeks of meditation, vanish. Thoughts vanish, feelings vanish, like something that felt so real. Imagine something that felt so real, I couldn't even access it if I want to. Like even if I think those thoughts, I do not feel it in my body or in any way that it hits me or I feel horrible, as I after I quit my job and I was thinking about what has had the most real, most practical, most tangible impact on my life. um, those 3 weeks and this meditation would be it. Like was it for me? Like there is no doubt about whether it was something else, but like it was 100% because of this process that had happened. And I knew that if I could do this, if I did this so well for this one emotion that felt like the biggest part of me, I could do it for everything else. So the past month I've been doing it for a lot of emotions. Like for example, one of it was unworthiness. Like I constantly felt like I didn't know enough, that I'm stupid, a lot of thoughts like that. So I felt unworthy in my knowledge. That was an automatic way. The other was fear of love, holding back. So suffering, unworthiness, fear, these are like layers of emotion that I've unmemorized one by one, because and each time this gap between who I appear to be and who I am keeps reducing. And now, like I can tell that, like I can tell you with confidence that I am an expert at this. Like I can facilitate it for you. Like if you want to go on this journey, if there is one negative emotion that feels like this huge part of you that you cannot get rid of, and I know for a fact that there are millions of people that are going through this. It could be anxiety, it could be guilt, it could be shame, it could be unworthiness, it could be fear, feeling like a victim. If these feel like your normals, like I can help you with it. I can like facilitate with you it for you. Like I can be your guide on this journey. Nothing of my own. It's all Dr. Joey's knowledge, his meditations, and if uh, like from someone who has done it, it would be a pleasure for me to facilitate it for you. So I would be opening my like I'm opening my one-on-one coaching sessions for this. So like something like a 6-week program where maybe the first 2 weeks I will give you all the knowledge and all the concepts that are required as a precursor to have the experience of this transformation. Like this is true personal transformation. Like the dream of personal transformation is achieved when you are transparent. That is when who you appear is who you are. So by unmemorizing these negative emotions, we are removing these layers which are blocking that, right? So it would be my pleasure to guide you on this journey. And so if that is something you're interested, please hit me up on Instagram, or if you know me personally, on WhatsApp. So a 6-week program where the first 2 weeks I will give you all the knowledge, and from starting the second week you will start the meditation, because first meditation is just about induction. It's about understanding like the space in your body, so that you get into a state like a brainwave state. Your subconscious opens up. Okay, so we will start, and 4 weeks of meditation and the last week of reflection. Please message me if you want to work with me in this capacity. And the other thing is, the last step of this whole process is about creating a new personality, creating a new reality. This is something that honestly I'm working on. Like I got such good results with the first part of unmemorizing it, that I did not focus on this last step. So as of now, like a lot of negative emotions have been unmemorized, and there is this void where the old is gone but there is nothing to replace it. So currently I'm in the process of creating this new personality. You think new thoughts and new behaviors, just like you unmemorize the old ones. You put in the seeds for new thoughts and behaviors that become your new personality, that create your new reality. So currently I am in the process of doing that, and I am sure to become an expert at it as I practice it, as I do my meditation daily. And I will be able to, going forward, guide you with that as well, because from the new personality is what creates new reality, right? And so like from that new state of being, you can manifest anything, because you will feel limitless truly from the inside. So yeah, that's the journey I am on. That's the journey that I've mastered, and it would be my honor to guide you on it. Okay, thank you, and bye.